your Googling is making it harder. It's only making you feel worse. It's adding stress to the family. The information age is great, but it also is just like drinking from a fire hose without a filter.
At the Table is a production of the Dairy Fuels Network, an Arizona-based multimedia platform dedicated to the people, stories, and science that live at the intersection of food, culture, and community. This series is produced in partnership with the Dairy Council of Arizona, made possible by Arizona dairy farmers who believe that real food conversations start with real relationships. I'm your host, Desi Abeda, registered dietitian, and this is At the Table. Courtney Bliss is a pediatric dietitian, but before that, she was managing a pool in Las Vegas, Nevada. 70 employees, 3 bars, 2 kitchens, all while being a gritty 21-year-old trying to make it work. Everything was kind of okay until she watched a cocktail waitress walk away with $700 in cash after 4 hours worth of work. All while Courtney was making $40,000 a year, managing it all. You would have thought at that moment that money was the eye-opener, but that really wasn't the problem. The soul was. For any of you who've gone through a phase in your life when you're merely existing in your story versus living in it, this conversation might be for you. So she blew up her life like any person who is sick of the monotony of doing something they weren't made to do. She unplugged, moved across the country, created a beautiful family of her own, and built a career helping families actually enjoy coming to the table, which sounds simple until you hear what she fights against every single day to make it happen. This is At the Table, episode 4. Let's get it. Cool. Welcome, everyone. This is a brand new concept series that I am extremely excited about. This has been a brainchild of ours since, I don't know, when did we start this?
It was January.
So
it was like my kid's first day back at school.
Yeah, we had a kickoff in January.
Yeah.
I relinked with you over DM. I shot into Courtney's DMs like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember me, but I have something for you.
Yes.
Cool. Well, welcome everyone to our listeners and community members that we're about to have at some point. This is At the Table. I am super excited about this installment series because we get to do something that is extremely influential, where I get to share with you the stories of some really dope people doing the work, not only just in the food space, but in the feeding space. So today's guest, I just told you I had the pleasure of being able to connect with most recently. But Courtney, where do we start?
You and I were both featured in the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics video in 2018.
Damn. I think that was like my first time like on video.
It was insane.
It was insane.
Yeah. I only had one kid. You had, did you have one at that point? I just had
one kid too. Wait, how old's your kid right now?
10.
Okay, so our kids are the same age.
Yeah, the oldest is 10. The youngest is 6.5. He'll be 7 in August.
And you have 2 boys, right?
2 boys, yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so my girl is 10, so our kids are the same age. And then my boy is about to turn 4.
Crazy.
Which is just crazy age. Well, I'm so glad that we got reconnected. I have a slew of questions for you. Obviously, we are celebrating a lot of the work that you're doing. I need you to describe in a couple sentences, not the clinical version, but what it is that you do, Courtney.
I help families have more fun with food.
Dang. You've carved out quite a niche.
Yeah.
I know this about you because you talk about it a lot, and not even just like from a bragging perspective, because I think like when you really get to see someone's passion shine through, and not only what they do, but how they talk about what they do, you know, someone's in the right lane when they get other people excited about what they do. What does that mean? Like, how do you interact with the clients or the families that you connect with? Better question, Desi.
No, it's fine. I use that as my marker because a lot of parents have this ideal when they're expecting their first or second or third that they will have family meals together. They will look back on foods that are shared, adventures that they have. And for many people, it does not look like that. We are either stressed running between work meetings and school events and sports things. We have kids who are struggling to eat. They're very restrictive, and it makes planning food frustrating and difficult. And so when I say that I'm making it more fun, we're trying to find a way so that parents and kids can actually all look forward to coming to the table and getting in the kitchen together and reset whatever has been going on. So if it's a skill-based problem where we need to learn how to serve foods that are more appropriate for the kiddos, if we need to save some brain power and make meal planning easier and reduce the decision fatigue, if we have nutrient deficiencies or like true growth concerns, how can I take away some of that parent's stress over their child's body and their long-term health outcomes and make the changes more ingrained and kind of happen on autopilot? So that's what it could look like.
Honestly, it is a really cool moment when you have conversations with established clients or new clients, and you end up saying, in many ways, like, hey, let me go ahead and take the stress of what you've been feeling off your shoulders and let that be my problem to solve, so that you can focus in on connection or like being a good parent or like whatever. That right there, like just on my end as a parent, like I would pay $1 million for. Like, cool, bro. Like, take this off my plate, if you will.
What I notice with my clients is being able to say, hey, like I see you and I understand where you're trying to get and the spots where you're getting stuck. So like, let me take some of that. Let me use my brain to come up with some creative ideas. And if it doesn't work, cool, that's on me. And I'll come up with something different, but it's not you failing.
Yeah.
And I think parents need that.
I mean, shout out to dietitians, because I think when people think about us, they think of us as the quintessential food police.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And so I have a food police type of question for you. I want to hear where your villain era started. So take me back to a moment before you knew this was your work.
Okay.
What were you doing and what changed? Because each and every one of us who have stepped in this field, there's been a definitive moment. Like we all maybe wrote that in our essay to like, give me a chance and a shot at this damn internship that costs money and that you're not paying me for. Like, Like, what was it for you?
So I struggled coming out of high school. I now know I had undiagnosed ADHD, and figuring out not only the right career path, but also the right education setting for me at the higher level was very, very difficult. And so I had kind of put schooling on the back burner and went more deeply into the workforce. And so I was managing a pool in Las Vegas. I had 70 employees under me. I had 3 bars, 2 kitchens. I had everything from 16-year-old lifeguards to like a 60-year-old bar back, cocktail waitresses. Like,
I did not know any of this, by the
way. So I'm doing all of this.
Okay.
I am working 70 hours a week. I am making my salary. I've got my benefits and my 401k. I am sleeping on the couch because I had had a serious relationship blow up earlier that year. So sleeping on the couch at my best friend's. And I had to sign a tip out sheet, which in Vegas for cocktail servers, you get your tip ration from the cage. Okay. So I had to sign this paperwork. And these girls were 2 years older than me, had worked 4 hours, and were walking home with $700.
Okay.
Cash on top of whatever. I was making maybe $40K at 21. And I was like, I don't love this. I am stressed. This is not working for me. And so that moment made me kind of blow up my life. I ended up leaving that job. I got a new one. I moved across the country and was able to be in a different setting where I could really focus on my degree, which was nutrition. So it was that like real world, if I'm going to do something, then I sure as should love it.
I think that's crazy that you go from the bar industry into food and nutrition in the life cycle. So what was it about nutrition that like called to you?
So my parents met in culinary school. Okay. So food has always been my thing. Healthcare has always been interesting to me. I went to a magnet high school that in addition to my regular coursework, I was taking medical themed classes and internships from freshman year. Like I had an entire class on terminology. So I knew somewhere in that space, I thought med school. That's what I thought. And then an advisor along my twisty turny path told me, hey, like you could be a dietitian. You could do this. And I was like, wait, food and the healthcare side of it? Yes. So from there, it was just being able to prioritize it. I knew the industry was right. I knew it was the connection between food and how we care for ourselves.
Yeah.
It was a real difficult thing for me at 20 to wrap my brain around. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So early 20s, Courtney is thinking about how time is being spent and compensated.
Yes.
Not sure if the latter parts of Courtney have the same issue. I know the latter parts of Desi do all the time.
Yes, but I think it's shifted. It's still an important topic, but I think me at 20, it was very much actual dollar.
Yeah.
And me now is how does my soul feel at the end of that time?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I love that because it's almost like you kind of go from like money equity to like almost like something just came up for me as you were sharing, like soul equity, like like how am I pouring into this thing that I love and like
and what the heck are my kids seeing?
Yeah.
That was a big change.
Well, my next question was actually going to be on that. I mean, if we're looking at like moments in your career, moments that you've been able to impact families, moments you've been able to maybe impact your own, I need to know what that moment was for you where it's like you gained like a ton of soul equity. Like I now know what the title of this podcast episode is going to be called.
Done. Decided.
Who is that person and or moment for you that like you gained a ton of soul equity in this type of work?
So my first was actually one of my most serious high school boyfriends. He was injured and got a G-tube as a result of a TBI. And so seeing, holy cow, like there's a whole different way to eat, that we nourish ourselves. When I was coming at things from fancy restaurants and that sort of like professional kitchen situation, that was the first one that I think has impacted me in my clinical work, especially to know what it's like to be on the patient side and the family member side when things are out of control. There are families that I've worked with who have done everything right. Just, they've done everything and something is still not working. So whether that's they are following the exact feeding plan that a professional gave them and they're not gaining weight, or they're still having reflux symptoms and like throwing up and it's miserable and stressful, or they have been really patient and tried to let the kiddo eat when they're ready and wait until they grow out of it like their pediatrician told them to do, and it still is not working. Anytime I see those families and they are still willing to be brave and say, this still doesn't feel good. I've done it, and I'm willing to be vulnerable with you and say, I'm going to try again. I'm going to try someone new. I'm going to put myself out there. I think that does it for me, because that is a lesson they are showing their kids of, you don't quit.
Yeah.
You can pause, you can change directions, but you don't stop.
Yeah.
And I think that is something, especially for my families who struggle with pediatric feeding disorder, that is a marathon situation. That is not a sprint. They need to be in it for the long haul if they really want to improve that relationship with food and improve the diet that they're able to eat. So there's lots of moments.
I mean, I consider myself really privileged, having never had to encounter that, but being on the other side of the feeding relationship as a clinician, nowhere near like where you have been, but also have understood that when a family member is going through any sort of like treatment protocol or support, like it does become a collective bounding together of like, we gotta do this. So I think it's fantastic that we got people like you out here doing that type of work, because it's so tough. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the exact same as eating disorder, but having been 15 years with eating disorder and like really bringing in the family, like it does truly become a family style protocol.
Yeah. Because you're not feeding in a vacuum.
Exactly.
You're not making these things. It's not just about that one kid. It's how all of the pieces fit together. And that is the same as eating disorder. There's a lot of parallels in how we approach and how we consider progress. Yeah.
You know, it's interesting because if we look at, I mean, I would say just across the board, dietitians as a whole are just like super dope people. We all have like go-tos. So obviously we're here celebrating the role of dairy. And the way that I like to think of dairy in a larger way is that it's a complement to so many things where it builds on the matrix of food, if you will. So I've heard you tell this, like, I just wanted to get it on air just selfishly for myself because I love the way that you explain it. But where does dairy actually show up in your work? Just overall.
Yeah. So it shows up as a part of the puzzle, right? It's an easy thing that if a kiddo is accepting it and tolerates it, mom can grab it and add it on to the other meals that they're doing. I love that it has so many different texture options, so many different flavor options. It's a vessel for me that I can use to meet my kiddos where they're at. It's a big tool in my routine.
It's a big tool. Yes. Same here. All right. So let's do a couple hot takes real quick.
Sweet.
What do you believe about food that most people, it could be professionals, whatever, in your field, won't say out loud? Like, let's say the unsafe thing right now.
Your Googling is making it harder.
Yes. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is such a good one. I remember we were having our first kid, like our doctor was like, do me a favor though, like don't Google. And we were like, all right, Dr. Google, I've never heard that.
I have set this as a goal for some of my families where I'm like, you are not allowed. You're not allowed. If you have a question, you bring it to me. I will do the research. I will put all of it together. It's not helping you. It's only making you feel worse. It's adding stress to the family. But yeah, it is. The information age is great, but it also is just like drinking from a fire hose without a filter.
I think that's a great piece. You already just talked about sometimes you might, associate it to a goal that a parent's working on, which I think is such a creative way of battling misinformation. I love your creativity. I see where you went there. I see where you went. I want you to paint our community and our listeners here a picture real quick, our viewers as well. What is the best case scenario for a kiddo and a family that's coming in, that is working with you, working with another professional? Like what does, again, perfect doesn't exist, but what does close to perfect look like, just kind of like in your work?
It looks like not being afraid for the doctor's visit because they're not afraid they're going to get judged for weight. It looks like not stressing over what you're going to serve at dinner time because someone won't eat it.
Yes.
It looks like not worrying if an item is safe.
It's such a really good answer to a very nuanced question. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. What does it feel like for you having a family, having a kid come in that maybe doesn't trust food or their body or is having some intense complications, finally get to a place where they can celebrate a damn birthday, right? Or they can like be in a social environment and like trust food again. Like what does that feel like for you? What does it look like for you?
Oh my God, I've actually cried with the families I work with. Like they tell me about it. These families will send me pictures in the real moment, like when things have gone right. They are so excited to share it with me. And that is just great. Like the actual celebration is fantastic, but being witness to all of the messy steps in between and knowing again that we didn't stop. We just took the information in as feedback and went, all right, we got to pivot. That part isn't working. Let's try something different. It means that I am helping generations, right? Like when I'm talking with parents and kids, I am changing how mom is thinking about food because I'm actually telling her, no, this is how they work together. This is not what you read in Cosmo in 2003. Like this is actually what's going on and what matters for your kid. And what I'm telling you matters for their metabolism is the same thing that matters for you. And so being able, like so many times I come in to follow-up sessions and like, oh, Tommy did this and like tried 3 new foods and we didn't even ask him to. And I even noticed that I'm eating more beans. I'm eating more frequently. Yes. Like not only is that kid going to see a mom and a dad who fuels themselves, but they are not going to have to raise kids who have grandparents with different values around food. Like we are changing multiple lines of how we think about food, how we interact with food. I do a lot of conversations with families around producing things on their own and knowing who is producing your food, because I think, again, that's a way that we can adjust the food system because the larger organizations are not doing that for us, but we can go out and spend our dollars knowing exactly who is producing it. And so I think that's my little quiet resistance. One family at a time. Like, we're doing it.
We can't not do that work without
like
really thinking about our work in that way. Quiet resistance. I love that. We got some at the table fireside questions. I will not react, although if I disagree with your answer, I might say something.
Okay. All right.
But I will do my best not to react.
Fair.
Right. All right. Try. So question number 1, what is the rest of your life in 5 words?
Come see what I made.
Number 2, is hot dog a sandwich? Defend it.
I say yes. You've got a filling and 2 sides. It's a weird one, but there are some weird sandwiches out there.
Number 3.
Yes.
Pass or smash? You're going to love this one. Homemade yogurt pouches.
Oh my gosh, smash. Total smash.
And then lastly, what food tells your story correctly?
I think tiramisu. It's layers. You never know what's coming. You only got a fraction of my life story in there. Like, there's so much more.
Bro. All right. Courtney, shout out to you. Thank you, my friend, for being at the table.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.